Hello everyone, you're welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinoxe Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, while French President Emmanuel Macron congratulates President Paul Biya for his re-election at the October 7 presidential election in the Republic of Cameroon, but demands for a political solution to the crisis rocking some parts of the country, notably the northwest and the southwest regions. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on this edition of the news. On Equinoxe Television, the French President Emmanuel Macron has urged the government of the Republic of Cameroon to apply a political solution to the socio-political and security crisis rocking the two Anglophone regions of the northwest and the southwest, regions of the Republic of Cameroon. This is part of his message of congratulations to President Paul Biya for his re-election at the October 7, 2018 presidential election in the country. He has congratulated the head of state for taking up a seventh term in office, but requests that the government of the country and of course the President of the Republic, Paul Biya, should apply a political solution to resolve the crisis rocking the northwest and the southwest regions of the country. Now we move on to something else now, not far from the Anglophone crisis, to talk about the strike. Some artists who have been affected by a situation provoked by a concert organized by the CPDM to celebrate President Paul Biya's victory. For me, Armstrong Sander has more.
The over 20 musicians affected by the boycott campaign are those who took part in the mega concert organized by the CPDM party to support the candidacy of President Paul Biya on the eve of the October 7 presidential election. Names of blacklisted artists circulating on social media are Nico Mara, Grace Deka, Coco Agente, Catino, Mathématiques de Petit Pays, Manibela, Saint Bruno and others targeted by the Cameroonian diaspora. Some of the artists, like Catino, have already reacted to the campaign for their boycott. Catino, in an earlier outing, highlighted her freedom of choice. She recounted how her songs were banned from the airwaves of some media organs in Cameroon for over 10 years without a negative impact on her career. Catino, in a social media post, challenged Professor Maurice Kamto of the CRM party to speak out and condemn the boycott campaign, which, according to her, is championed by supporters of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement Party. She then vowed to take legal measures at what she called the International Court of Human and Individual Freedom if nothing is done. Romeo Dika, under the Sang Dika banner, in an attempt to rescue the affected artists, took on Professor Maurice Kamto in his communique. He called on the CRM president to speak out in the boycott campaign, which he, like Catino, believes is the brainwork of the CRM party supporters. The issue has, however, left Cameroonians divided with diverging views. Some call it wrong to target artists who, according to them, are free to perform anywhere and for whoever, irrespective of political beliefs. Others question why the name of Professor Maurice Kamto be repeatedly mentioned in a campaign launched by the diaspora. The boycott campaign has less than 1 week on social media, but the pinch is already being felt by the blacklisted musicians. Grace Deka's concert in Brussels, Belgium, has already been cancelled, just like that of Coco Agente, built for November the 3rd in Germany. Only the future will then be able to tell if fans of the politically implicated artists have heeded to the boycott cause or choosing to stand with them.
one of the powerful cultural associations in the Republic of Cameroon, has urged inhabitants of the northwest and the southwest regions of the country and all other persons to think twice before taking to the streets and, of course, orchestrating the killings of civilians and, of course, elements of the national armed forces within the context of the Anglophone crisis. The Ngondo festival is coming ahead, and some officials of the Ngondo Cultural Association met here in the economic capital Douala today, and some of them spoke to all persons, all Cameroonians in general, concerning the Anglophone crisis, condemning the killing and, of course, the what has been happening in the two Anglophone regions of the country. And they also talked about the upcoming 2018 edition of the Ngondo Festival, innovations that will be witnessed during that grand cultural ceremony that takes place every year here in the economic capital Douala, notably on the banks of River Vuri. Here's an extract of the communication and marketing officer of the Ngondo Festival. Take a listen to her.
You live a Cameroonian and you die a Cameroonian. For the longest time, I have always known that Northwest and Southwesterners are Cameroonians. I'm just asking everybody to think twice before going to the roads, going to the streets to kill a brother, a sister, a son, or a daughter. That is it right to do so? There's a beginning to everything. And the beginning started in 2017. Because that was when the message came, one people, one nation. And the living together, as I said earlier, began with the Ngondo people, who invited the Fonds of the Northwest to come and commune with them. And it was a very great thing. For me, naturally, people have to be listening to the messages that come from. As far as innovation is concerned in Ngondo this year, we are going to honor Reverend Pastor Lotina Same. Just as the President said, there are other emblematic figures that will be honored as time goes on. But Lotina Same first, because he was a religious figure.
Patience Isoka, Communication and Marketing Officer of the Ngondo Festival, speaking there on the upcoming 2018 edition of the festival and what the Ngondo Cultural Association has been doing to contribute in solving the socio-political crisis rocking the northwest and the southwest regions of the country. The corpse of one of the Cameroonian young girls who died recently in the Kuwait as a result of maltreatment has arrived. The country will be coming back to this in greater details in a subsequent news edition. The corpse arrived today by the Douala International Airport. Now on to something else. We go over to Marwa to take a look at the bad state of roads in that part of the northern regions.
The bulldozers of the civil engineering unit of the military is at work. This is the Mora-Debanga Kuseri stretch of roads in the far north region of Cameroon. Works along the stretch of road, considered as very strategic for the economy of the country, was delayed after the Chinese contractors were taken hostage but later liberated some 3 years back. It was as a result of this that the civil engineering unit of the military was brought in to the rehabilitation of the Mora-Debanga Kuseri stretch of road. According to the director of the Civil Engineering Unit of the military, Kamgam Jackson, the base in Mora, Marwa, is set, and the central unit in Waza will soon be operational. Sanda Omaru, who is the head of services for the ongoing construction rehabilitation work, says It was as a result of the rains that works along the road was delayed. The Mora-Dibanga Kuseri stretch of road that covers a distance of 205 kilometers is expected to be completed within 21 months.
Smart Jikan Gabriel reporting there. Now we go out of the country to talk about a fire incident in South Africa. The fire has killed several persons. At least 7 persons are reported dead in that fire incident which occurred in Cape Town, South Africa. A pregnant woman, 2 toddlers and babies were among the fatalities. Details in this report.
George wildfire death toll rises to 7. Pregnant woman, baby, toddlers among those killed. The death toll in the wildfire in the Vosdorp community has risen to 7 people, police said on Monday night. Captain Malcolm Poggi said initially 4 people were reported dead and later it was confirmed that the fatalities increased to 7 people. Poggi said it was reported that a pregnant woman was among those who were later reported dead. The Garden Route District Municipality had earlier said the wildfire in the Vosdorp community has claimed 4 lives. It is with great shock and deep sadness that we have been informed of 4 fatalities in the Vosdorp community due to the wildfire, the Garden Route District Municipality noted in a tweet. It said that EMS reported that 1 adult, 2 toddlers and 1 baby died around 1800 hours. The municipality had earlier said the fire was moving through Karatara, in the Krauibush area above Reenendal. It said 3 structures had burned down. Reenendal Fire Management Unit's FMUs have been activated, according to the municipality. Residents were being evacuated to the Karatara Community Hall. Over 200 people were currently in the hall, according to the municipality. The George and Garden Route District municipalities stated in a joint statement earlier that there were ongoing active fires in George and the Outnikwa Pass area, reported News 24. In 2 areas close to the pass, the traffic department and police were raiding a precautionary evacuation. George municipality is, as a precaution, evacuating residents in Blanco Golden Valley and step aside, according to a municipal alert. We request people to move carefully and not to panic. Over the last week, firefighters in the Western Cape have been battling blazes in Kosovo informal settlement.
And we're going to end this newscast with details on what are announced later, notably concerning the arrival into the country of the corpse of one of the young Cameroonians who died recently in Kuwait. The remains of Nche Solange Smilia, 23-year-old young girl who died in Kuwait recently, arrived the country today. Franklin Mwabi has more.
In this plywood lies the body of Nche Solange Amelia, the 23-year-old Cameroonian lady who died in Kuwait. Nche Solange Amelia went to Kuwait for greener pastures on the 20th of September and died on the 30th of September of bleeding in the chest, according to a report from the Al Sabah hospital in Kuwait. Though the family is thankful for the arrival of her remains, they deny rumors of government sponsoring the return of her corpse.
Solange is my daughter. So first of all, I want to thank God as I've seen the corpse, because I was still wondering whether I would see the corpse or not. But hearing rumors up and down that is the government that is funding the corpse to bring the corpse here. It's me and my in-law. So I want to thank the Cameroonians that are in Kuwait, that they have helped us to transport the corpse. As you can see, this is a made plywood that is lying on.
The father-in-law of the deceased says the arrival of the corpse to Cameroon was a joint effort from the family and that it is embarrassing to hear that it was government-sponsored.
The embarrassing situation we are hearing is that they say the government is responsible for bringing her here and for transportation. It is very, very shameful. Very, very shameful, like a government like us, or to journalists, those who are in charge of information, to be given out wrong information. That the Cameroon government were in charge to bring a corpse inside plywood. Can it be possible? So from the beginning, we have been putting our heads together, put in the small means we have, put in the small ideas we have, to this level.
Another rumor circulating on different social media platforms is that Chess Solange Amelia died of hard work in Kuwait, which is a deter to the original story.
We want to assure the people that she did not die out of hard work, like they said, out of slavery. No, that is not good. And she's not among the slaves. She just went there and died 10 days after. We cannot just confirm, maybe she was sick, maybe she was not sick. We are not God, but she did not die because of hard work, because it's actually thanks to her sponsor that this corpse is actually here, because the man has helped a lot.
The remains of Chess Solange Amelia has been placed at the Bonasama District Hospital in Douala, where an autopsy will be carried out on her body to determine the real cause of her death. The mass exodus of the youthful population to foreign lands for better job opportunities have been blamed on the poor economic situation of the country. For the past 1 month, loud and distressed cries of Cameroonians suffering in Kuwait have been echoed. With the safe return of 9, others are still in slavery, waiting for a deliverer.
My flight was so urgent, I could not tell you.
That's it for this edition of the news. Thanks for staying with us. Goodbye.